Hello guys, Lenken here, and today it's time for a new tier list. It's been 2 months since the last one, and we've had an update since then. So we have a guild boss that we need to take into account. And also we had some buffs and nerfs on good heroes like Magla. Magla actually got a nerf. Now she can't stun 5 heroes at a time, she can stun 4. So we need to have this in mind for the new tier list. But the most important of all, it's the catacombs actually, because we have new heroes that we can get since the last one. So someone like Dr. Wolfgang that we used to be able to farm, we can't farm him any longer. So this guy was actually first on my last tier list, but he won't be any longer, because for you new guys out there, I need to explain this. You old ones already know this, but it's really important. The best heroes for you will never be the legendary or the epic heroes. It will be the ones that are uncommon and rare, most likely, because those are the heroes that you will be able to level to 150. You want to get some high level on your heroes. This is what matters. So with that said, I will actually divide my list into 3. I will have one with the legendary heroes, because basically they are totally useless if you're not a whale. And even even if you're a whale, there are actually some heroes out here that are uncommon, that are most likely stronger than most legendary heroes, like Birsha here, for example. So don't focus on the legendary ones. I will list them in case you would do like me. I saved all my gems and orbs for one occasion, and then I did over 300 volts to get Huyun. But even in this case, after 6 months of farming, I got him to 126, and his abilities are only so-so. So, and now I'm stuck with this. I won't be able to get any further. And this is the point with this list. You want to focus on heroes that you can level to 150 and basically will be the most strongest for you. And in the same way, I've actually made an epic tier list because it's the same there. Someone like Dr. Wolfgang that we can't farm the catacombs now, he's really good, but it will be too hard for any new beginners out there to focus on someone like Dr. Wolfgang. I will still mention the list in the end of this video for the epic ones, but basically when it comes to the epic heroes, there are only 2 really viable heroes now, and the one is of course Sadaharu. This is the one, my first hero that I actually managed to get to level 150, so this is a viable hero and he's epic, so he's fantastic. And that's because you can farm him in the guild shop daily. This is what you're supposed to do. Get those fragments. Don't bother about shields or anything else. That's a bonus if you can buy both, but make sure to always buy those Sadaharu fragments. Those are the most important. Second epic hero basically that could manage to get into high up in the tier list is Daeva, since you actually can make a lot of fragments from the quest line and you can farm her in the catacombs. So that's why she's in the top 10. We actually have 4 epic heroes in the top 10, but only 2 that are quite high up. Then we have 4 rare and 2 uncommon heroes in the top 10. And I will start with this list at once, and then I will give some more feedback on how I've been thinking. And without further ado, first on this list, the best hero in the game. We've had a nerf on Magla. She's still the best. This is the best hero in game because you can farm her in the catacombs twice a week. She is strong enough to really take down most heroes and opponents, so she will be number 1. You want her, for you who don't know how she works, she makes a stun really early on, but you need this ability, so you need to get her to 4-star. That's basically it. Once you can do that stun, she's unstoppable basically. Then you want to push this ability up to max. Second on the top 10 tier list will be Sadaharu. He's basically viable in all game modes. He will be fantastic for the boss, the harbingers, for PvP, for whatever. His poisons are insane. So he will absolutely be second place, especially since you can get so many fragments through the guild shop. Third place, we will actually have our first uncommon hero. I already mentioned him. This guy, go for him always. He has actually legendary status, will beat most legendary heroes, and you can get him to level 150 so easy. Lifesteal, he got it all, guys. So go for this guy, he is insane. Fourth place, we will have Lucretia. Assassins have a high value normally. In this game, you don't want basically tanks. All my tanks are very low rank because they are useless for the guild boss. And so for basically no game modes, you don't need tanks. So damage dealers like Lucretia will have really high positions. She's ranked 4th. We do need, however, some healers from time to time, like when we do the catacombs. And now that we can't any longer do the farms on Dr. Wolfgang, he's no longer viable. Alternate, we need a healer. You will be 5th place on this top 10 list. 6th place will be Daevas. I mentioned we can farm a lot of fragments from the quest lines, and she is really good. Really early on, you will be able to get her to level 100. So fantastic in that way that you can have an epic hero so fast. Push that one really early on. 7th place will actually be another nuker, and that's Osgoth. He's actually not as bad as I thought he was, especially for PvP. Check out his abilities and you will understand why. One of the best for PvP as well. So, but I still feel Daeva is stronger than this guy. So he will get 7th position. On 8th position we will have Nicole Lambda. With her energy, she can give everyone in the team basically a lot of energy regen. Really good for many game modes. We will actually throw in another supporter, and that will be Voss on the 9th position. And on the 10th, we will actually give Locust, since she is actually possible to farm her now in the catacombs. So these are basically the top 10 viable heroes for you to farm. Even though there are others that are stronger, they wouldn't be on my, like Lucas would maybe not be in the first position on my epic list, but for the viable heroes, she will be absolutely highest up because she can be farmed and someone like Dr. Wolfgang can't. Other viable heroes are, this would basically be the 11th position now, and that would be Lacroix. And then we have Isara, and then we have Dorian. Good damage dealers, easy to farm. These are the ones you want. Dorian actually does bleed effects, really good for the guild boss and the harbingers as well. A little further down on the list, we will actually mention a tank now, and that's basically because he can stun. He is viable since you can actually farm him in the dungeons as well. That's Khalil. And after that, we will mention 2 epic heroes. Orlin, since he actually can be farmed in the catacombs, and Vicky. This would be actually one of the, both Orlin and Vicky would be lowest on my epic list basically, but they are viable since you can farm them in the catacombs. So this is the tricky part. Which will be the best heroes for you depends on how many fragments you can basically farm. The heroes we don't basically want to mention at all because they are no good at all. It's Stamatus. He can do some help boosting some team members, but for the boss and harbingers, but still don't focus on this guy. We really don't like tanks, so someone like, it's hard to find in this list since they can't be sorted, but here is Alessa. And after that we will actually mention another tank. We don't like tanks, and that will be Grimr. Yeah, there he is. And the 2 worst heroes would be basically Catherine, and then worst place still will be Bishop. He's terrible. He's still terrible. And he is, there he is. Okay. When it comes to the epic heroes, they will actually beat a lot of these if you could get them to level 150, but you won't. So that's why I have made it the tier list in this way. But I will rank all the other epic heroes as well, so you get an idea of which one you should focus on first. And first of all, the epic heroes will be Ulfuria until they nerf her. She is crazy. Enough said. You probably already know this. Dr. Wolfgang, fantastic guy, among the best in the game if you could get him to level 150. This guy could actually tank someone like, you don't believe me, but try it. If you have someone like Birsha, a level 150 Birsha, against Dr. Wolfgang, Dr. Wolfgang would actually be able to tank Birsha long enough for my team, my other damage dealers, to kill the rest of the team basically before Birsha takes out Dr. Wolfgang. He is really solid if you get a lot of defense gear on this guy. Third position among the epic heroes will be Alfred. He's really strong against the boss and the harbingers. If you haven't tried using him, even as a level 1, try it. He will actually shine. And then we will have Altosk, who's solid for bosses and harbingers. He got those bleed effects, but really hard to get those fragments. And then we have, again, lowest on the epic tier list will be Henry. I thought this guy would be really good for PvP as well, but problem is tanks, they just doesn't make it. So he will be lower down in the list together with Victor as well. Tanks is basically a no-go. When it comes to legendary heroes, I will actually rank, in my last video I ranked, where is he now? Fangrim as number 1, because I thought this guy would be really good against the guild boss, but I also mentioned if he can't do any good against the guild boss, he will lose in place, and he has. And basically what we want are damage dealers. Mantis, really good. Huyun, good. Nifa, good. But basically they are all the same. So I actually want to give Morvena the first spot among the legendaries this time, because basically only for this ability. The fact that she can run around the squad world map 20% faster, and this is a farming game, it really makes such a difference. We basically want to have 4 heroes who could increase the speed for farming. So just because of this reason, I want to give her first position. That's a really valuable ability she has, and she's unique with this ability. So for that reason, and she's assassin, so all assassins are strong basically. So I will give it to Morvena this time. And on second position, I will actually give Mantis the second position. I've been working with Huyun. Still haven't found a really solid game way with this guy still when it comes to PvP. For PvE, he's fantastic. But I think Mantis will be stronger than Huyun, so I will give second position when it comes to legendary heroes to Mantis, and then Huyun third position. And then we will have Nitha as a solid fourth position. If you haven't tried using her against the Harbinger Halbjörn, which is a werewolf, try it, since she actually will do damage against werewolves. She will be one of the top DPSers for werewolves. But you need to level her up high. That's, as always, the problem. After that, we will get Fangrim the next position, because he is solid with this ability where he can reduce attack speed with up to 50%. That is an insane ability still. And after that we will give Albus, who we haven't seen yet, the next position, and then the last 2 will go to Alice. Still not viable, even though we can farm her in the catacombs, but we get only 1 fragment every time. She's not viable. She's among the weakest legendary heroes, so this is her spot. And last spot will be, as always, Cornelius when it comes to the legendary heroes, in my opinion. So this will be the list, the tier lists for this time, the viable list, which the top 10, those are the top 10 that you actually should focus on. And if you got these 10, you have two really solid teams, which will be able to make them really strong, really fast. And please write in the message field what you think about the list, if you have any other thoughts and ideas. See you guys.